Hello students, good afternoon to everyone. So in the previous class we had completed 5 competitive bits. Now we'll be moving on with the 6th one. The question states that the disjunction of the statement is Hyderabad is in India, comma 2 plus 2 is equal to 4 is. So here what we have, the word we have itself is disjunction. So disjunction means already I told to you all, which is nothing but indicated with the word or. Yes or no? So here conjunction means it is indicated with the word and. So here we need to check out which two components here which we have. The first component and the second component, with which word it is connected here we need to check. So disjunction, as I already said, it is connected with the word or. Yes or no? Now we'll go on with the options given to us. Hyderabad is in India and 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Here connected word with the component is and. Next, Hyderabad is in India or 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So here connected word is or. So obviously for disjunction what we are having? For the disjunction we need or. So this is the right answer. So no need to go for the next option. Okay. Now next what we are having, next question is 7 is not equal to 10. Write the statement using the appropriative connective. Here different types of connectives are there. Yes or no? The same not equal to, we need to write it in what? In another appropriate word, either by using negation here, because all the options you can see is what? It is having negation. So when I apply the negation for this term, it will be what? 7 is equal to 10. But I need to show it is not equal. So what I'll write here? Negation. Is it clear? Now here, if I consider this, 7 is not equal to 10, negation of this means again it will become true there. Next one, when I go here, it is minus 7, here minus 7 only is not there. Here minus 7, minus 10. So these two options are not present only. Fine. Now if we go with these two options, here it is not equal to. So these two will not satisfy. So the satisfying option is nothing but the first option. How can I predict it as a first option? Because they told to write the statement using appropriative connective. The same, whatever they have given, 7 is not equal to 10. The mathematical term, we need to write it in with same word but different meaning. Okay. So here what we are writing, 7 is equal to 10. The negation of this. But I should say that it is not equal to. So here I'll be using what? Negation. Is it clear? So if I'll say negation of 7 is equal to 10, obviously it is equal to what? 7 is not equal to 10. So which is the right answer here? The right answer is the first option. Hope you have understood. Now we'll be moving on with the next questions. So students, now let us move on with the next question. The conjunction of 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. So here we have the two component statements, that is 6 plus 3 is equal to 9, comma 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. So it should be connected with the word conjunction. So previous question which we solved, 7th one, it was 7th one or 6th one which we solved, it was disjunction. That disjunction we used the connected word which I already taught to you all, it was or. So here conjunction, the word connected word is nothing but and. Yes or no? So here we are going through the options here. So the first option is 6 plus 3 is equal to 9 and 8 minus 3 is equal to 5. Obviously the conjunction word is nothing but connected with the word and. So which is the option here? The right option is nothing but 1. Hope it is clear for you. So no need to check for the other options and get confused also. Okay. Now next question is the symbolic form of P only if Q is. So when I was teaching the tabular column there, each and everything symbolically I represented also for you all. So when it was P, if P then Q, if and only if P then Q. Okay, these all we already learned the words. Yes or no? So here we need to just identify for this word, that is P only if Q. So here it is connected. Can you just check out here? It is connected with what? It is connected with the symbol V. Here it is the reverse of V. Here it is implies. Here it is implies. That means what? Only if. So we don't have any connection with the and or here. We'll only be checking with these two. In these two we need to satisfy which one is appropriate for this. Okay. P only if Q. So here the first word is P only if Q. So we'll be connecting with the word option, third one. So it will satisfy the third option. Hope it is clear for you all. Okay students, now we'll be moving on with the next question. Hoping that you have understood the previous questions, now we'll be moving on with the next one. So the 10th question states that P, two components we are having. Okay. P x is odd, Q x square is odd. The symbolic form of x is odd or x square is odd. So here previously we had statements given to us, yes or no. Here we have the symbols. Okay, we need to check out which is the appropriate symbol for x is odd or x square is odd. So when we want to check out, if we go through the options, the first one is what? If we check out with the first option itself, what we get to know the answer here, it is nothing but P or Q. Second one, P and Q. Third one, negation of P or Q. And the last one, P or negation of Q. Yes or no? So according to the statement, what we are having here, x is odd or x square is odd. Yes, it is nothing but with the first option, P. This is a P. Or is connected with the symbol V. And your x square is odd is nothing but what? Q. So it is nothing but the first option which will satisfy. Is that clear? Next, now let us move on with the next question. Same it is, only the statement is bit little changed here. The symbolic form of x is odd and x square is not odd. Okay, so x is odd. First one is P, will remain as it is. And means what? We need to check with the symbol here which is written. That is the reverse V. Next one, if you check with the Q component, what we are having Q component? X square is not odd. That means what? Not means it is nothing but negation. So these two will be not applicable to us. So if I consider this one, here it is negation of P. If it is negation of P, here it should be what? X is not odd. Yes or no? So here X is odd, P will remain as it is, and it is connected with the symbol reverse of V. And the next one, x square is not odd, means what? It is negation of Q. So which option it will satisfy? The fourth option is the right answer. Is it clear for you all, students? So students, now let us move on with the next question. So here two component statements, can you check? It is same like the previous question, but the statement has been changed here. What it has changed? If x is not odd. So here the word connecting words are nothing but what? If then. Can you just check out? If and then is present here. So in this, if x is not odd, then x square is odd. So this we need to represent it symbolically. Yes or no? So here we need to consider which is having the symbol implies. Here all are having the symbol implies. Next question is P. If x is not odd. So obviously it will not be the first option as well as the second option. Why? Because here we have with the word negation. So obviously we'll go with this option because it is having negation of P. Here fourth option you see it is having negation of Q. Here negation of Q is nowhere mentioned because it is x square is odd. Directly it is a component statement. Yes or no? So if I consider this one, implies if x is not odd. So negation of P. If x is not odd, then x square is odd. So implies Q will remain as it is. So which is the option satisfying? The third option is the right answer. Hope it is clear for you all. Now let us move on with the next question. So these questions are very important. Okay, see that you're going to concentrate with the symbolic representation, that is and, or, implies, if and only if. Is it clear? Now the next one is the truth value of 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 or 5 into 4 is equal to 21. So first here we need to check out, they have asked the truth value. Truth value means what? We have the truth table, that is true. When it is true, true, what will be getting? Component statement depends on and then or. So here when we consider, just check 4 plus 3 is equal to 7, whether it is true or false. We have this component as true. Next word, here it is nothing but connected with the word or. Yes or no? So next component we have 5 into 4 is equal to 21. So 5 4 is how much? 5 4 is 20. Here what we have? We have 21. Obviously this is a false statement. So here it is connected with what? It is connected with or. Okay. So when it is connected with or, the output will be what? Obviously it will be true only. Because any one of the component statement is true, the other output what we are getting of the truth table will be almost true only. Yes or not almost true, it will be true only. Yes or what we learnt already. So just check out with the options, it will satisfy the first option. So the right answer is what? The first option. Hope this is clear for you students. So students, next almost all other similar questions, only you need to identify like which is true component and which is a false component. In that we are just going to find out the output of that component series or output of the component which is given to us in the truth table. Fine. So then the first question states that the truth value of 20 plus 10. So 20 plus 10 is 2. No, obviously it is false. I'll just write it here. It is false. And so it is connected with the word and here. That means we are considering the and truth table. Next one, 20 into 10 is equal to 200. Obviously it is true. Yes or no? So false and true. So in the and conjunction, we learned that if any one of them is false, obviously the output also will be false itself. So here we need to check with the right answer. That is second option. It is false. I am just telling the answer based on what we have already learned in the synopsis. Okay students, now we'll be moving on with the next question. So the next question states that it is similar questions, almost all are similar, only the components have been changed here. 10 plus 2 is equal to 12 and 10 into 2 is equal to 20. So this is nothing but true component and this is also nothing but true component. So when both are true, obviously the output also will be true. So it will satisfy. This is nothing but the first option. Hope this is clear for you. Okay, because here it is connected with the word and. Here also it is connected with and here also it is connected with and. But the difference is in the output of and truth table, what we are having, we almost have there, it is nothing but when any one of the component statement is false, the output will remain false. But if both the component statements are true, the output will be true itself. So we have the first option which is true. That's why I'm not discussing the other options. Is it clear for you all? Now let us move on with the next one. The truth value of if 3 plus 2 is equal to 5, then 1 into 0 is equal to 0 is. So can you just check out both are true. This component is also true as well as, one second, this component is also true. So in if then output, what we learned, when both are true, the output also will remain true. This is nothing but the first option is the right answer. Hope it is clear for you all. Now we'll be moving on with the next bits. Continue with the 17th problem. So here what we have the question, the truth value of if 3 cross 6 is equal to 20, then 2 plus 7 is equal to 9. So here we are having two components, that is with the condition what, if and then. So here 3 6 is what, 18. So here it is given 20. So what it will be, it is nothing but a false statement. And next one, 2 plus 7 is equal to what, 9. So which is nothing but a true component. So if and then is present in the truth table, so when we consider the first component as false and the next component as true, what will be getting the output? We'll be getting the output as true itself, which I've already discussed for you all. So the first one is the right option. Hope the board is clear for you all. Okay students, now let us move on with the next one. So the next question states that the truth of P and Q is true if. So here we have different options given to us. So the truth of this statement, we need to write it as what? The truth value of P and Q is true. That is the right answer. Yes or no? Because here we have P and Q is true. So here just check with the option here. The first and second one is given as P and Q, different components, it is said as true. But when we move on with the third option, it is given as P and Q. P and Q is true. So P and Q is true. And the last one is P and Q. At least is given. Here nowhere at least that word is present. So which option will satisfy? Which is nothing but the third one. So which is the right answer? Third one is the right answer. Hope this is clear for you. So students, let us continue now. The 19th question is the truth value of P or Q is false. P or Q is false is. So it is same like the 18th question which we have already solved in the previous one. We need to just check which is the right statement. Okay. The truth table, the truth value of both P or Q is false. P or Q is false. You can see the first statement which satisfies the given question. So no need to go throughout the other options which are given. So the right answer is nothing but the first option. Hope it is clear for you. See, this chapter is easy unless and until you understand some symbolic representation, the terminologies in it, then obviously the competitive bits you will feel very easy. Okay, now let us move on with the next question. Which of the following is true? So in this we need to check out which of the given option is right. Okay, so here 4 plus 3 is equal to 10. Obviously it is not right. 4 3s are 12. This is right. Both the sides it should be right. Next one, 4 3s are 4 3s is what? Here it is given 28. Obviously wrong. Next one, 4 plus 7, 1 it is wrong. Next, 5 8s are 40. 8 minus 2 is what? Will you get 5 or 6? There you will be getting answer 6. So obviously this also is false. Now the last one, 6 minus 3 is 3. 6 3s are 18. So which option it will satisfy for implies? It is nothing but the fourth one. So which is the right option here? Fourth one is the right option. Hope this is clear for you all students. Now let us move with the different pattern of questions. So here already I have taught you regarding the converse, inverse and contrapositive, wherein I remember converse and contrapositive I had discussed, but inverse is nothing but, always remember students, inverse is negation of P implies negation of Q. The negation of P component and Q component is nothing but the inverse. I think converse and contrapositive you already know. So let us go on with the questions further. The converse of P implies Q is, the first option is P implies Q, Q implies P, negation of P implies negation of Q. Fourth option, negation of Q implies negation of P. So here when we go on with the options, if we consider for the converse, already which I had already discussed for you all when I was teaching with the synopsis, whenever we want to write the converse, always remember the Q component will come first and later it will be the P component. Yes or no? Which I had thought for you all. So just check out with the option which is the Q component first and which is the P component. So if you notice here we have two options, right? Q implies P and negation of Q implies negation of P. But the appropriate answer for this, we already know for converse it is nothing but Q implies P. Okay, so which is nothing but the second option. Is it clear students? Now let us move on with the inverse. So inverse, what it is given as? The inverse of P implies Q. So just now which I said, inverse is nothing but the negation of P as well as the negation of Q, if we are considering the inverse with respect to the question. So here it is P implies Q, Q implies P. So inverse is negation of P implies negation of Q. The components will remain as it is. Only we are going to apply the negation for both the components, that is P and Q. So which will be the right answer? It is nothing but the third option. One second. It is nothing but the third option. Hope it is clear for you students. Now let us move on with the next one. So the next question states that the contrapositive of P implies Q is. So if you want to know the contrapositive, I already taught you all when we were going ahead with the synopsis there. Contrapositive, always you can keep it in your mind. It is negation of Q implies negation of P. So here we have the option. Fourth is the right option. This all I had already taught in the synopsis. For that reason what I am doing, directly I am just considering which is the right answer and taking and writing here. Okay. So you can just remember converse of P implies Q is nothing but Q implies P. Next, inverse of P implies Q is negation of P as well as negation of Q. Next one, contrapositive will be always negation of Q implies negation of P. That is the difference between inverse and contrapositive. Both don't get confused there. Converse is very easy. P implies Q, you will be writing it as Q implies P. But when it comes with the inverse as well as a contrapositive, inverse is what? Negation of P implies negation of Q. The negation of these two components. But when we move on with the contrapositive, negation if you want to consider, it is the converse. First thing you need to write the converse. How are you going to write? Q implies P. Later you are going to apply negation for both the components. Hope this is clear for you students. So students, the next question is the converse of if two triangles are congruent, then they are similar. Here we have two components, that is if two triangles are congruent, it is one component which is called as which is called as P. then they are similar. It is another component which is called as Q. Just now we discussed with the converse here. Converse is what? Q implies P. Yes or no? So we need to check with the option which will satisfy Q implies P. Here P is nothing but the first one, first component. Next, this is nothing but the second component is nothing but Q. Hope it is clear for you all. Just check with the options. If two triangles are similar, then they are congruent. That is, the second component should come first and the first component should come second. So this will satisfy the given question. So no need to check for the other option. So what will be the appropriate answer? It is the first one. So first one will satisfy the given question. If you check with the other options, here it is given as negation of P and here it is given as negation of Q. Here it is if two triangles are not similar, that is negation of Q and negation of P. Here and the last option is none. But the converse we already know. It is nothing but Q implies P. Only we need to write it in the format of Q implies P. Here Q component you need to write first. Later you need to write the P component. So if two triangles are similar, that is the Q component. And the next one will be what? Then they are congruent. That is nothing but the P component. Hope this question is clear for you. So students, now we'll be moving on with the next question. The previous question and this one is similar, but here we need to find out what? The inverse of the given statement. Okay, so already we have learned what is inverse just now, which I said negation of P implies negation of Q. So here if we go on with negation of P implies negation of Q, we need to check out which is the component statement. Two component statements we have. That is, if two triangles are congruent, then they are similar. So this is the first component and this is the second component. So the first component should have negation of P. So if we check out, if two triangles are similar, then they are congruent. It is nothing but what? Q implies P. Next one you see, if two triangles are not congruent, which is nothing but what? Negation of P, that is the first component. Next one, then they are not similar. So here the next component what we have? Negation of Q. So negation of Q, how you will be writing? They are not similar. The same thing is present here. So remember that for inverse we will be applying what? Negation of P implies negation of Q, just now which we had discussed with the previous bits. So the statement remains the same, okay, but they have asked for inverse. Previous question was converse. Okay, so their converse what we used? Q implies P. Here inverse is what? Negation of P implies negation of Q. So which will be the correct answer here? It is nothing but the second option. If two triangles are not congruent, then they are not similar. If you go on with this option, that is the third option. If two triangles are not similar, then they are not congruent. It is nothing but what? Contrapositive. Because here it is Q component is first, later it is the P component. So the appropriate answer, the correct answer is what? The second option. So what is the right answer here? Second option. Hope it is clear for you. So with this I'll be concluding this video. Okay students, and later in the next video I'll be continuing with the 26th bit onwards. See that you're going to watch the complete video and you're going to understand. Before to it you need to watch the synopsis in the first video which I had sent for you. Thank you students.